Hello, welcome to the video. If this is your first time here, we're doing a digital detox project. Here I'm hoping to build a community where we can support each other and reach our goals. I post video on this channel whenever I want, usually talking about my life and some random topics that I want to talk about. Okay, so first of all, this is the fourth time I record this video because apparently I do not know how to speak today. And also, there's one successful take, but I'm totally not in frame, so you guys can't even see me in that take, which is why I'm re-recording this. So the resolution might be bad in this video because I'm using my front camera so that I can see where I am in frame, which actually is a problem that I have had for a long time. Is that since I'm shooting with my phone, when I'm using the back camera, I can see where I am, in this, because now I can do this, yo. But so we'll see how it goes, and maybe I'll start filming with front camera if it doesn't look that bad. All right, so about my life, I bought 3 books today. It's right there. You guys can see it. It's far away. I've read 4 physical books and 1 ebook, because one this year. So as you guys can see, I'm not a reader, but I want to do some cool stuff, like reading is a cool thing to do, because I can't necessarily do a lot of stuff that I want to do in semester, and it is now summer break, so I'll probably start reading those books maybe tomorrow, but recently. And there's another thing, which is I messaged my professor. Actually, one of the professor I know, but this is I want to join his lab, or I don't know how it works for the graduation school for other parts of the world, but here, I want to join his lab and his research. So I asked him about what I should be preparing for applying for the graduation school. See, that's what I mean when I can't speak. I'm not going to re-record this again. I want to apply to the graduation school of the department that he's in. Does that make sense? So yeah, I'm glad that I finally messaged him, because I'm always really nervous about applying things in general. I study in university right now, and I've been really anxious about it since probably when I'm still a freshman. I was just so anxious about it, maybe because it means change, and changes are terrifying. But actually, there are other reasons that I will not go deep into. But just let you guys know that I'm always very, very anxious about this. I don't have other objectives, but So I'm glad that I take my action and actually message him and ask him about what I could do, so I have a general direction to follow right now, which is great. And alright, that's it about my life. That's great. It's been a great day, I guess. So now onto the topic, which is retro gaming. So first of all, to give you guys a bit of context, I was born in 2004. So when I'm talking about retro gaming here, I mean consoles like PS2 and Xbox 360. I'm not a Nintendo fan, so it's also because PS2 and Xbox 360 is the two consoles that I have when I'm a child. So that's the two consoles that I have fond memory with. I've tried Nintendo 64 or SNES or even the original PS, but it's very recently, maybe in 2020s, and also through emulators. So it's not really like I don't really have a deep connection with them. So when I'm talking about retro gaming, I mean PS2 and Xbox 360 actually. Just to let you guys know. So first of all, why gaming? Actually, I think gaming is a really important part of my life. Although, no, I actually play a lot of games. I actually play a lot of games. I believe that games are just like books, movies, and music. It's a form of art, and there are like generally good games that is, I believe, worth like everybody should experience it. Actually, like really, I really think that. Um, so, in that case, I'll bring out the retro part, which is, you know, why do I did not like wouldn't say that I don't like the games now, but mm, there are more slop nowadays than actually genuinely good games. I think, and back in well, PS2 and Xbox 360 release, which is like 2000s to probably early 2010s. Those are like first of all, the graphic does not age like badly. Like look at Super Mario 64. I don't want to shit on the game, but the graphics, okay. It is a really good game. It is a masterpiece, and it is like just go play it. It's a really good game, and but look at the graphics, and it's from a long time ago. At least for me, it's older than me. All right, I was born in 2004, but for PS2 and Xbox 360, the graphics doesn't really age badly. Like it looks actually good, even by today's standards. And also, like, all right, I was thinking about if I shit on SM64 too much, but I didn't shit on it. Okay, comparison. But I believe, like, just like books and movies or music, there are masterpieces, and there are, just some good stuffs, and there are some really bad ones. And I believe if you ask a normal human, like they would tell you that you should check out the good stuff, right? The masterpieces, because they are worth experiencing. To like, I'm not saying that bad art doesn't worth anything, but if we want to start from something, like, of course we will want to try out the best of the best in the genre, right? And when it comes to gaming, it's actually the same. But first of all, I'm gonna explain why I think gaming is a bit different from music or books or movies. Because when you read a book or you watch a movie, you are like passively, at least comparing to games, you are passively intaking. You're, anyways, you're passively getting information basically. But in games, you make decisions and you interact with the game, or the environment or whatever. And I think if a game and a movie tells a same story and both are executed really good, games had a. I'm not saying that movie does not have any advantage. The movie has other advantage, but game has a advantage of interaction, and in that case, I think it really makes you feel like you're in the world, and then your emotion is hooked, and so the storytelling is, in some cases, more complete because you really experience. You are in the adventure or the story or whatever. It doesn't necessarily have to be adventure, but you're just interacting with it, which is, I think, a really cool, and it can achieve something that only games could achieve. And there are games that do that, which are masterpieces. But currently now the gaming market isn't really that good. There are like a lot of stops, so which is why like if you want to try start playing games, first of all choose good games. Do not like play rubbish games or just slops, because just like books and movies, you don't want to read bad books or watch bad movies or listen to bad music. Although it is subjective, like there is a scale to some extent on universally agreed like what's good and what's bad, and you don't want to play bad games, which is why I recommend retro games. Because sure there are bad games at the time, but at least most of the games, and you can easily Google it right now, like what are the good games, and you will have a lot of opinion on what is preferably to be experienced, and just play those games, and you know that it's good. But nowadays games, like, don't even get me started on mobile games, they suck. Okay, there are generally good mobile games now. I wouldn't say there are none, but 95 to 98 maybe percent of mobile games are just stops nowadays. Like during the beginning of mobile games, like early, maybe not even early, like 2012, 2013 maybe, there are generally good mobile games, and a lot of them. And now just the mobile gaming part market is now just dead. Like I don't know, Angry Birds is a good game, and look at Angry Birds 2. It's not necessarily a bad game, uh, but it sucks by the by the mobile gaminess it has right now, and you know microtransactions. It really ruins a lot of stuff. And most of the retro games, I mean, 360 maybe. Like, there are DLCs and stuffs, but not to a like too much that it ruins experience. But I would really recommend actually PS2 games, especially that emulators are really good at emulating PS2 right now. All right, the last part of this video. Just like a book, like let's like for example, let's say someone who does not read often. Like I guess most of the people could agree that Shakespeare's works are masterpieces. But you wouldn't necessarily recommend people that didn't read to just read Shakespeare, because it would be, first of all, it would be way too hard, and they would struggle to read it, and it would not be a pleasant experience. And also, you like the person who's being recommended to read Shakespeare, if they do not have enough prior experience to reading, you know, other authors' works, they would not get the intended experience and all of the maybe let's say references from there. Actually, same for games. Like the examples might be actually it's not really that weird. Like I'm playing this talk about Nier Automata is a great game. It's a JRPG. If you are someone who just started playing games, I would not recommend you that. Although I think it is a masterpiece, because I mean the controls are not necessarily hard, but for someone who's first timers to gaming, it is not easy to grasp. It is not easy to get used to the controls, especially if it's your first time holding a controller. And there are also some elements in JRPG that if you do not have prior experiences to RPG as a genre, would be hard to understand what the game is trying to tell you and what you are supposed to do, which would make the experience like way worse than isn't, because it's not intended to be played that way. I'm not saying you cannot try it out. It is a really good game. It is a really good game, but I would not recommend it as your first game if you do not gaming. Same for I don't know. I love Forza Horizon. It will be in the thumbnail. Forza Horizon. and I don't know, maybe Celeste. It is a Celeste. Actually, I don't know. It is a really hard platformer. It has a really good story, and I think Celeste's story, like previously, I talked about games, controls, decision making interaction, which makes it superior than movies in some aspect. That topic, Celeste actually is one of the example that I think just fits perfectly for what I'm talking about there. And it's also a really hard platformer, with a reason. With a reason. But I really wouldn't recommend it to who's first time playing games. So actually, in this case, I will recommend Googling or even ask AI, because I think AI could be good at this. I mean, maybe, I'm not sure. This is, I'm always like, I really dislike AI usage, but in this case, actually, I think it's okay. If you want to start gaming, like, of course, if you're already game, like, you're good. It's great. You can turn you can turn up this video right now. But for people who wants to try it out, because I really think it is a amazing experience. It's really not just, I've heard it so many times that games are just recreations. I mean, it is recreation, but it's being said like a thing that you were supposed to kill your time with gaming. Like, would you say I read this book to kill a time, or I watch a movie to kill a time when you're watching a masterpiece? Like, I don't think so, and I think that's the same for gaming. If you're playing, I don't know, Candy Crush, then maybe. Not to hate on Candy Crush, it's a great game, but yeah, if you're playing Candy Crush, then maybe you are killing your time. But I believe there are actual good games that you could take your time to experience, understand it, and you can get something from it, and it would be a irreplaceable experience. So yeah, if you want to start retro gaming or gaming in general, I choose retro gaming because, as I said, there are less stops back then. You could find some games that, first of all, should be good, uh, at least by that is good, agreed by most of the people, most of the gamers. The second level, if you are just new to gaming, you should pick a game that's not too hard, or else you'll feel like really frustrated and just quit, which is not the intention that I'm going here. So I guess just these two if you want to start gaming. And that's it about today's video and my yapping about retro gaming, because I really love gaming and I want to, I guess, get more people into playing games. It really is good, and it really is not just maybe because people around me, I guess it changes a bit right now, but use like 10 or 20 years, maybe not 20 years, I'm like 21 years old, but 10 years ago, people around me they think gaming as this recreational event. It is, though. It is. I would, of course, it's fun, right? You won't do something if it's not fun. Like, it's fun, but it's more than just that, and there are things you can take away from it. All right. That'll be it for today's video, and we'll see you next time. Someday later. I happy that I'm in frame all the time, because I can see the screen right now. It's so good. And let me know in the comments if you're a gamer. What is your favorite game? It will be a hard decision, because if you ask that question for me, I have multiple choices, because there are so many genres, right? And if you have actually started gaming because of this video, let me know in the comment section, and what games you choose to play and how's the experience. And yeah, that's really about it. We'll see you in the next video. Okay, goodbye.